I'm gonna be honest. For most of my adult life, my relationship with makeup has gone a little like this. Ooh, that's really pretty. I bet I can do that. Nailed it. But in all honesty, I really did spend most of my 20s having zero idea what I was doing with makeup. About 2 years ago though, this started to really bother me. Why? One, I really do admire the skill that other people have in applying makeup. It truly is a skill, and it's something that you have to practice and learn how to do. And two, I just thought it would be a really nice thing to know how to do on my own for the few times that I really did want to wear makeup, but had absolutely no idea what I was doing, and consequently no confidence to wear anything I did put on my face. What did I do? I cornered somebody at Sephora and I made them spend 45 minutes teaching me how to apply my makeup. I feel like I've come a really long way in those 2 years. Fun backstory, I actually did wear a lot more makeup when I was in junior high. I took a trip to Seattle to visit my aunt, went to the Stylia counter, and had my makeup done professionally for the very first time in my life, and came away with a Stylia blue very pigmented powder eyeshadow palette. And I used to rock blue eyeshadow with like olive green Abercrombie fringe pants. That was super cool in junior high. Anyway, I feel like I've come a pretty long way, not just in feeling a lot more confident and experimenting a lot more with colors and learning how to actually do things like put on highlighter for the properly so it doesn't just look like glitter on your nose. Loads of stuff. But the one thing that I've been a little nervous to really get into and try is super pigmented eyeshadow. So to challenge myself, I decided this was going to be the time, 2 years after I finally learned how to cat eye, to break into trying pigmented eyeshadows. I did a lot of research to prep for this video. I researched how to do pigmented eyeshadow on Pinterest. And I watched probably a good 10 plus YouTube videos about it. What? And I finally took the plunge and bought some eyeshadow palettes that actually had much more pigmented eyeshadows than what I was used to. So if you followed me for a while, you might notice that I almost always have something very sheer on my eye. Not today. I mean, right now I've got nothing because we're gonna put stuff on. But I picked up both the Dream Street from Colourpop, which has all these beautiful colors, and the Zoella Colourpop Brunch Date, which has all of these beautiful colors. And the reason I went with these is because Colourpop is, one, really affordable and cruelty-free. So it hits both what I care about ethically, and it isn't such an expensive investment that if I really am not good or really dislike having pigmented eyes, that I feel like I threw a bunch of money into something that I will never use. Also, how amazing is the Zoella Colourpop Brunch Date palette? Like, I love the 70s of it. So, I'm gonna go over all the colors in this, and then together try to put on a more pigmented eyeshadow and see if I cannot screw it up. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down while I film this next part because I would like to really be able to show you all the different pigments, and it's just gonna be a whole lot easier for me sitting on the ground, not gonna lie. Okay, woo! There we go. So let's go over Dream Street. I bought this one first because it has a lot of also neutrals and shimmers, but it does have this really pigmented dark brown, which is something I would like to experiment with, like this kind of tealish blue, the peachy color, and I love the mermaid boy because it's like sparkly. I haven't used really any of the super pigmented colors from this yet, but I have done a lot of the like Stardust and the Twinkle and all of those. For today's video, because I'd also kind of want to just give you my thoughts on the Zoella Brunch Date because it is a much newer product. This one has been out for a while. This came out about a week or two ago. I wanted to try this one, and this has some really dark pigmented browns, which I am also, again, really, really into, and this incredible blue color, which I'm really excited for because, as I mentioned, blue was my color in junior high the last time I actually wore pigmented eyeshadows. So it seems only fitting to try with blue. So this is the palette I'm gonna actually use today. And I haven't used anything with this before. So this is me experimenting with it for the very first time. So first off, I think I'll just show you what all the pigments actually look like. Okay. Give you a nice little shot. That I'm really liking the pink sparkly stuff. Like, pink sparkles are my jam. Okay. Okay. Whoop. This blue is crazy, crazy pigmented, which is exactly what I'm trying to experiment with. So it's perfect. I also love this one. So I'd say my favorites out of this palette so far, just by experimenting on my skin. I love the Champagne Toast. I love the Sunny Side Up. I think Extra Slice is going to be really pretty. It is a super glittery and dark brown. I'm not sure if I'm confident to try it today, and I would say I also really am liking Skinny Latte, which looks a little lighter. I mean, it's still pretty pigmented, but it looks a little lighter on my skin than it does just sitting here in this adorable palette. Okay, let's try actually putting some of it on my face. So once again, I just really wanted to emphasize that this is my very first time using this product, and really my very first time experimenting with putting on darker pigmented eyeshadows. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we are. I'm wearing a Pacifica mascara and the Lush liquid eyeliner. Both companies are ones that I also really, really like because their stuff is cruelty-free and eco-friendly. Whew. So this is how it turned out. I tried doing it similar to a tutorial that Zoe Sugg has. I watched a bunch of them, and that's the one I ended up trying to follow since it is her collaboration palette. It seemed really fitting. Again, I'm really glad that I went with the blue just because it has that nostalgia for me since it is the color that I used to wear in junior high. Try to keep the lighting well. Thoughts on the Brunch Date palette. One, totally worth the money. I think it's like a $12 palette, so very, very affordable for all of these beautiful, beautiful colors. Really love that it comes with a mirror in it. And I mean, it has a lot of beautiful neutrals mixed in there too. So even if it takes me a while to really decide to go with it with the bolder pigmented colors, I'll still get plenty of use out of that palette. Yeah, so those are my final thoughts on the Brunch Date palette from Zoella and Colourpop, as well as my very first time trying to figure out how to do this for reals. Okay, if you have thoughts on this particular palette or questions about it or recommendations for other pigmented palettes or just other beautiful eyeshadow palettes that you really like, please leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. I'd also love any links to other tutorials for how to do your eye makeup. I'm really into watching that stuff, so send them my way. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I have new videos come out every single week. Bye! Oh my god, there's eyeliner smudged everywhere on my face.